I want to tell you something about what English actually is. It is not just a language, it is a key, not a metaphorical key that opens doors in a vague, inspirational sense, a literal key that opens specific, real, tangible doors that are closed to those who do not have it. The door to a job that was not accessible before. The door to a conversation with someone from the other side of the world. The door to knowledge, books, papers, videos, ideas that exist in English and only in English. The door to a version of yourself that is connected to more, capable of more, present in more of the world. These doors exist, they are real, and English is genuinely specifically what opens them. Most people who begin learning English know this intellectually. They understand that English is important, that it will help them professionally, that it opens opportunities. But knowing it intellectually is different from feeling it. Feeling it, specifically personally in your own life, changes everything. Today's story is about a young man named Sami. He knew English was important, like everyone knows it, abstractly, until English changed his life in ways that were not abstract at all. And he felt it. This is his story. Meet Sami. Sami was 25 years old. He had grown up in a small city. He had studied engineering at a local university. He was intelligent and hardworking. He had graduated well, but his career had stalled in a place that did not match what he had hoped for. He was working as a junior engineer at a local construction firm. The work was fine. The pay was adequate. But the interesting projects, the large infrastructure work, the complex design challenges, the projects that used what he had actually studied, those were happening at international firms, at companies that worked across borders, at the level where the work was genuinely challenging. And those firms required English, not just the ability to read a manual, real professional English. The ability to communicate with international teams, to write reports, to participate in cross-border technical discussions. His English was weak. School level, almost nothing retained. He made a decision. He was going to spend 1 year building his English, seriously, daily, without shortcuts. He found a structured course. He committed to 1 hour every morning before work. He told nobody. He wanted to see what would happen without external expectations or pressure. He just started. The first 6 months. The first 6 months were about building the foundation, vocabulary, grammar, reading comprehension, listening. The fundamental architecture of English, built carefully daily, without rushing. Sami studied every morning, 1 hour, before work. He did not miss a day in the first 3 months. He missed 4 days in months 4 through 6. Illness and one family event that could not be moved. But the consistency held. By month 3, he could read basic professional English documents, not quickly, not with full comprehension, but he could extract meaning. He could follow the logic of a technical text. By month 5, he could write a short email in English. Simple, clear, not impressive, but his own without a translation tool. By month 6, he could understand about 60% of a technical English video at normal speed. None of this felt dramatic from the inside. Each step was small, the movement was slow, and the results were not visible in any single week. But at month 6, he looked back at month 1. The distance was undeniable. He was not the same person who had started. He wrote in his notebook, 6 months. The foundation is real. I am not there yet, but I can see where there is, and it is closer than it was. Lesson 1. The email that changed the direction, month 7. Sami was reading an engineering publication in English, a habit he had developed in month 4. 1 article per week, read slowly, with a dictionary nearby. In this particular issue, he found something that made him stop. A job posting, an international infrastructure company with a regional office in a city 4 hours from where he lived. They were looking for junior engineers. The requirements were technical. His qualifications matched. The application had to be submitted in English. 1 year ago, he would have closed the page, would have concluded the application was beyond him without even trying. This month, He opened a blank document. He wrote the application. It took him 3 evenings. He revised it twice. He asked a language tutor he had found online to review it once. He submitted it. He told himself, probably nothing will come of it. But the application itself is worth something. It is proof that 7 months of work produced this, a real English job application to an international firm. 2 weeks later, he received an email. They wanted to schedule a phone interview. He sat with that email for a long time. A phone interview in English with a firm he had never imagined would be interested in him. He wrote in his notebook, interview request. 7 months of English built this. Not the job yet, but the possibility of the job. That is already a change. Daily English sentences, repeat after me. 7 months of daily English built this opportunity. I apply even when I am not sure. The application itself has value. The possibility of something new, that is already a change. I write the application over 3 evenings. Real effort, real result. An international firm wants to speak to me. English made that possible. I do not close the page. I open a blank document. That is everything. The key opened a door I did not know was there. Lesson 2. The phone interview. The phone interview was 2 weeks after the email. Sami prepared intensively. He researched the company. He prepared answers to likely questions. He practiced out loud for 30 minutes every evening for 2 weeks. Not perfect, but prepared. The interview happened on a Tuesday afternoon. 40 minutes. 2 interviewers, English only. He was nervous. His voice was slightly faster than usual at the beginning. He asked for one question to be repeated, but he answered. He explained his experience. He described a project he had worked on. He asked 2 questions of his own about the role and the team. 40 minutes. Done. He sat in silence for a few minutes after the call. He did not know if he had gotten the job, but he had had the interview. In English, with an international firm, about real engineering work, 1 year ago. That sentence would have described someone else's life. It had just described his. 3 days later, an offer. Not a permanent position yet, a 6-month contract with the possibility of extension depending on performance. But an offer, real, in writing, from an international firm. He called his mother. She cried. He sat alone afterward and thought about the morning sessions, about 1 hour before work, about the vocabulary and the grammar and the reading and the listening, about the key. He wrote in his notebook, got the offer, 6 months, international firm, English opened this door. I did not know this door existed 1 year ago. Daily English sentences. Repeat after me. The offer arrived. English opened the door. The door was real. I prepare for 2 weeks. The preparation shows in the interview. 40 minutes. I answer. I ask. I participate. I belong in this call. I did not know this door existed 1 year ago. English showed it. 1 year of daily work built this specific real moment. I called my mother. She cried. This is what English actually is. The key is real. The doors are real. I am walking through one now. Lesson 3. What the contract opened. 6 months into the contract, Sami had learned something he had not expected. He had expected the job to be different from his previous one in the obvious ways. More interesting projects, better pay, more technically challenging work. It was all of those things. But English had also changed something he had not anticipated. It had changed how he moved through his professional world. At the international firm, he was working alongside engineers from 4 different countries, people with different educational backgrounds, different approaches to problems, different ways of thinking about engineering challenges. Because of English, he was inside those conversations, not observing from outside, inside, contributing, arguing, being argued with, building ideas together. The intellectual world of his work had expanded, not just the technical problems, though those were more interesting, the human dimension of the work, the exchange of perspectives, the meeting of different minds around shared problems. English had not just given him a better job, it had given him a richer professional world. He thought about what he would have been doing in month 14 if he had not started studying English 1 year ago. Still at the local firm, still doing adequate work on unexciting projects, still on the right side of a language barrier that he had not even known was a barrier because he had never seen what was on the other side. He wrote in his notebook, month 14, not just a better job, a richer world. English did not just open a door. It expanded the room I'm living in. Daily English sentences. Repeat after me. English did not just open a door. It expanded the room I live in. I am inside the conversation, not observing from outside. People from 4 countries, one language, one shared professional world. The intellectual world of my work has expanded. English did that. I did not know what was on the other side. Now I am on it. A richer professional world was waiting. English was the path to it. The room is bigger now. I keep building to fill it. Lesson 4, 2 years, looking back. 2 years after his first morning study session, Sami sat in the regional office of the international firm. He had been offered a permanent position 4 months ago. He had accepted. He thought about 2 years. 730 days, not all of them study days. He had been inconsistent after the first 6 months, studying on some days and not others. But broadly, a year of intensive daily study and then a year of continued professional use and ongoing learning, 2 years. He thought about the specific things that had changed. The job, obviously. The salary, doubled from where he had started. The projects, genuinely challenging, internationally connected, using what he had studied. But also the books. In the past year, he had read 3 engineering books in English, books that had not been translated into his language, ideas and methods he would never have accessed otherwise. The relationships, colleagues from different countries who had become genuinely important to him, people he would never have known if not for the shared language. The confidence, the specific, quiet, earned confidence of someone who had decided to learn something genuinely hard and had done it. He thought about what he would say to the Sami of 2 years ago. He would say, "The doors are more real than you can imagine from this side. Start, daily, small if you need to, but start and keep going." He wrote in his notebook, 2 years, permanent position, doubled salary, 3 English books read, international colleagues who are friends, confidence that was not there before. English changed my life. That is not an exaggeration. It is just the truth. Daily English sentences. Repeat after me. 2 years. The changes are real and specific and mine. Doubled salary. International colleagues. Books I could not have read. Confidence built from doing something genuinely hard. English changed my life. That is not an exaggeration. It is the truth. The doors are more real than you can imagine from this side. Start. Daily. Small if you need to. The changes come. 2 years of the key opened more than I knew was locked. Final words. The key is real. Sami's story is simple. He was a good engineer in a small world. He made a decision, and if 1 year of daily English study, serious, consistent, honest. 7 months in, an application to an international firm. 9 months in, an offer. 2 years in, a permanently changed life. Better work, better salary, a richer intellectual world, international relationships, 3 English books read, earned confidence, all from a decision and a year of daily mornings. Maybe you know intellectually that English is important. Maybe you have been carrying that knowledge for a while without acting on it. I want to say this simply. The doors are real, not metaphorical, real, specific, with your name on them in some cases, jobs that match your skills, ideas that match your interests, people who would become important to you, waiting behind a language you have not yet fully built. English is the key, and the key is built one morning at a time, 1 hour or 30 minutes or 15, something consistent, something honest, something that treats the goal with the seriousness it deserves, because on the other side of that consistent, honest effort, a different life is waiting, not a guaranteed perfect life, but a larger one, a richer one where more doors are open, The key is real. Start building it. See you in the next one. Stay calm, stay consistent, and know that English can change your life too.